All right, so in our first application, we're going to basically be doing a value of a share. So I guess a little stock pricing. So the value of a share of Algebra Concepts Incorporated can be represented by the function, right? And so there's our function. Notice that this function is quadratic, right? And the lead coefficient is negative. So that means we have a parabola that's opening downward somehow. All right. So with that first analysis, it looks like we're going to probably be doing a maximum value with regard to this. So let's keep on going. In this case, X is the number of months since January 2022, and V of X is the value of the share in dollars. So the idea, if I was looking for V of 1, this would basically be 1 month since January 22nd. So perhaps we're looking at February 2022, right? And I'd plug that in there, right? Negative 1 squared plus 10 times 1 plus 7. And doing some math, that's 17. It looks like we get 16. So basically, the share price in February was $16. So that's basically how we use the model that they gave us. What they're going to ask us, though, and looking down at some further questions, right? Will the share value reach a minimum or maximum? Well, I think I already explained that one there. It's going to be reaching a maximum, and the reason being is because we're a parabola opening downwards because of the A value and because of the fact that it's quadratic, right? So that part's done. What is the minimum max value? Well, again, what we're looking for is the vertex, and in particular, we're looking for the HK. K represents the value, right? Since that's our Y value, V of X. So we're actually looking for that. Of course, in order to find K, we need to know what H is. And that's fortunately what they're asking for C. When did the minimum max value occur, right? So that would basically be our H value. So in any way, we have to find the vertex in order to do this problem completely. So how do we find that vertex? Well, we got two choices. We have the modified completing the square, or we have the vertex formula. Just for practice, I'm going to do the modified completing the square. So if I take a look at this, we're going to factor a negative 1 out of x squared minus 10x and then plus 7, right? So there's basically the first step in the modified completing the square process. My next order of business, right, is to basically take the negative 10, divide it by 2, and give me negative 5, and then we square it, right, giving you 25. So as we saw, right, what we're going to do next, right, is we're going to keep everything the same here. But what I'm going to basically do is I'm going to add 25 and subtract 25, right? And that what that does basically is it balances ourselves off in terms of a vertex there, all right? And then, of course, the plus 25s we want to keep. The minus 25 we want to bounce out, but there's a minus in front of us. So the next step would be x squared, negative x squared minus 10x plus 25 plus 25 plus 7. This now factors, so we get a negative x minus 5 squared, and that looks like it's going to be a plus 32. So in essence, our vertex is sitting at 532. So when did the maximum when did the maximum value occur? Well, it occurred 5 months, right? And remember, this is since January 22nd. So it's that January, February, March, April, May. So it looks like this is going to be occurring in May 2022. What was the maximum value? Well, that'd be the Y value, right? And so that would be $32. All right, so for this particular situation, all right, what we have is a value of a share since January 2022. It's a quadratic that opens downward, which makes it a maximum. And so to find the vertex, I chose to use the modify completing the square process. We could have used the vertex formula as well, but just wanted to make sure we can still do the thing you guys probably hate the most. All right, so how about there's basically the first part of this problem. We have another problem coming soon, but I'm already 5 minutes into this one, so I'm going to shut this one down, come back to you, and do the next part in a moment.